This might come as a shocker, but that browning in your tire, it is not dirt. Today, I am going to show you how to get your tires to look like they did when they left the factory. And all it takes is $1 and a run to the grocery store. Why tires turn brown. So, if it ain't dirt, what exactly is making your tires go brown? Tire manufacturers have been hiding something inside your rubber since the day it was made. And it's the real reason your tires turn brown, no matter how often you wash them. Manufacturers build a chemical defense system directly into the rubber during production. These are called anti-ozonants. Their job boils down to protecting your tire from two things that destroy rubber the fastest: UV radiation and ozone in the air. Without them, tires would crack, dry out, and fail in a fraction of the time. But here's the problem. Those protective chemicals don't stay locked inside the rubber. They migrate. Slowly, over time, they push outward through the tire sidewall and form a thin, brownish film on the surface. Detailers call this blooming. It looks like neglect. It's actually the opposite. If you've ever noticed your tires looking brown, even right after a wash, that's blooming. Water doesn't remove it because it's not sitting on the surface. It's coming from inside the rubber itself. No amount of scrubbing will stop it from coming back. Think of it this way. Rubber is a chain of polymers. UV and oxygen attack those chains constantly. Antioxidants act as a sacrificial shield. They absorb the damage instead of letting the rubber absorb it. Every time those chemicals reach the surface and do their job, they get used up. So the rubber pushes more out. The cycle continues for the life of the tire. The brown film you see is the byproduct of that process working exactly as intended. Heat and UV speed up the process. Park outside in Arizona and you'll see browning in weeks. Someone who garages their car won't notice it for months, maybe years. Brand new tires can turn brown sitting on a sunny driveway before you've driven 500 miles. Brown tires aren't a sign of neglect. They're a sign the rubber is fighting for its life and winning. But most people's first instinct is to reach for the wrong product and undo all of that protection without realizing it. What comes next could save your tires from damage you're probably already causing without realizing it. The big myth about tire shine. The product sitting in most people's garages right now is quietly stripping the protective chemicals out of their tires every time they use it. The common belief goes like this. Tire shine causes dry rot, which cracks the sidewall, which ruins tires. It sounds logical. Products sitting on rubber, breaking it down over time. But the science tells a different story. Rubber degrades over time. Age, UV exposure, ozone, heat cycles. That's what causes dry rot. Tire shine, when used correctly, doesn't accelerate that process. The real culprit, the type of product you use and overuse. Solvent-based dressings, the cheap stuff in spray cans, can strip the antioxidants from the rubber surface when used repeatedly. That's the key mechanism people miss. It's not that the product damages the rubber directly, it's that it removes the very chemicals protecting it, leaving the tire exposed to the elements with no defense. Use it once, and you probably won't notice. Use it every week for a year, and the difference shows up fast. Water-based tire dressings are formulated differently. They sit on the surface, add visual depth, and don't strip the rubber's natural defense system. The other real issue is buildup. Apply product too often without cleaning first, and you're sealing layers of old residue, brake dust, and road grime onto the rubber. That creates uneven finishes and speeds up surface cracking. The product isn't the issue. How you're using it is. The goal was never just black tires, it's rubber that lasts. And these are two things that require completely different approaches. Now that you know what's destroying tires, here's the $1 fix that sidesteps all of it. And where you can find it is even more surprising. The $1 tire hack. A $5 bottle of pure vegetable glycerin from the pharmacy outperforms most of what's on the auto parts shelf. The chemistry behind why it works is something the tire shine industry would rather you didn't know. Glycerin is a humectant. That means it attracts and retains moisture. It's used in skincare because it pulls water toward the skin's surface and keeps it there. On a tire sidewall, it does something similar. It temporarily hydrates the rubber surface, which causes the tire to darken and take on a smooth satin appearance. That's why it looks so good immediately after application. It's not coating the tire with a film the way oil-based products do. It's interacting with the rubber surface itself, which creates a more natural finish, the way the tire looked rolling off the factory floor. Spray dressings tend to sit on top of the rubber and reflect light in a way that looks artificial. You can tell from 10 feet away that something was applied. Glycerin doesn't do that. The darkening happens at the surface level, so the finish looks like the tire is in good condition, not like it's been dressed. That's a meaningful difference, especially if you want a clean, understated result rather than a showroom wet look. It's a budget alternative, not a professional-grade solution. Used with the right expectations, it's genuinely useful. Used as a substitute for proper tire care, it'll leave you disappointed. Know what you're buying, even when it costs $1. Most people who try this get average results, not because glycerin fails, but because they skip the one step that determines everything. How to apply glycerin properly. Apply glycerin to an unprepared tire, and you'll have a dust-coated, streaky mess by tomorrow morning. Here's exactly how to do it right. Start by cleaning the tire first. This is non-negotiable. Use dish soap or a dedicated tire cleaner and scrub the sidewall with a stiff brush, not a wash mitt where you are dusting off the tire. Use a brush, something with hard bristles. You need to break up old product residue, brake dust, and embedded grime from the surface texture and lettering. Rinse thoroughly and let the tire dry completely before touching it. And when I say completely dry, I mean it. Even a slightly damp sidewall will cause the glycerin mix to run and pool in the lettering instead of absorbing evenly. Give it 10 to 15 minutes after rinsing, or use a clean cloth to speed the process up. Any moisture or residue left behind blocks even absorption and causes patchy results. Had a guy pull up to the shop a few weeks back, relatively new SUV, but the tires looked abused, gray, and chalky from years of product buildup. He'd been applying shine on top of shine without ever cleaning first. Stripped the tires down with a proper degreaser, and the difference was immediate. Clean rubber absorbs product completely differently. Step 2. We need to mix the solution before applying it. Pure glycerin is thick and syrupy. Applying it as is would make it smear and clump, resulting in an uneven spread. Instead, what we do is dilute the glycerin in water. The ratio is simple: 1 part glycerin to 1 part water. Shake it or stir it well. Now comes the application. For this, ideally, use a foam applicator or a folded microfiber. Cover the sidewall evenly. Keep the mixture off the treads. We don't want any slick surface where the rubber meets the road. Finally, the most important part. Let it sit for 2 to 3 minutes. All we need is a thin, even coating. So take a clean cloth and wipe the excess off. This is the step that most people skip, and it's why their tires attract dust. The excess is what causes the problem, not the product. Thin, even layers. Wipe the excess. That's the whole technique. Done right, you get a clean, dark, natural-looking finish with no grease and no dust magnet. Applying glycerin is simple, but before you grab a bottle, you need to know its limitations. You don't want to find this out the hard way. Before you run to the pharmacy, there's a side of glycerin nobody talks about. Skipping this section is how people end up disappointed. Quick one, hit subscribe for weekly car tips. Let's keep going. Should you be using glycerin? Most tire dressings charge you $20 for a formula that glycerin matches in appearance, and it does so at a fraction of the cost. A single bottle costs $4 to $6 at the pharmacy. Mixed equally with water, that bottle stretches across dozens of applications. You're spending cents per tire. No commercial product touches that on price. The finish it produces is also genuinely good. Not the wet, plastic-looking gloss you get from spray cans. A clean, dark, satin finish that looks like healthy rubber. For people who hate the overdressed look, glycerin actually wins on aesthetics. And because it's not oil-based, it doesn't fling off the tire at speed and streak your wheel wells. Applied right, it stays put. But here's where it gets honest. Rain ends it. One decent downpour and most of the finish is gone. If you're in a wet climate, you're reapplying every few days just to maintain the look. That's not a deal breaker for everyone, but you need to know it going in. Over-application is the other trap. Too much product, excess not wiped off, and the surface stays slightly tacky. Road dust sticks to it within hours, and the finish goes from clean to grimy fast. The technique from the last section isn't optional, it's what makes this work. And the most important limitation, glycerin does nothing for the rubber itself. No UV protection, no anti-ozonant replacement, no defense against ozone or heat cycles. The browning will come back. The aging continues. Glycerin changes how the tire looks, not how it ages. Glycerin improves appearance. It does nothing for longevity. Those are two different jobs. Confusing them is what leads to premature tire failure. And nothing can save you from premature tire failure if your tires themselves are subpar in quality. So before you buy your next set of tires, check out this video where I analyze 14 tire brands, and some of these must be avoided at all costs. Back to the video at hand. Glycerin has limits, but at least it's harmless. The same can't be said for some of the other hacks people are putting on their tires. A few of them are genuinely doing damage. DIY hacks you should definitely avoid. Some of the most viral tire hacks online are causing sidewall damage that won't show up for months. By then, the tire is already compromised. Take sugar water. Someone figured out that the sugar in soda creates an instant dark gloss on rubber. Looks great at first. Photographs beautifully. Gets millions of views. Then 6 hours later, the tire is a sticky trap covered in dust, bugs, and brake debris that's now bonded to the sidewall. Cleaning it off takes longer than if they'd done nothing at all. No one shows what happens later. Then there's the oil camp. WD-40, baby oil, cooking oil, all of them darken rubber fast and look convincing in the short term. The problem runs deeper than just dirt attraction. Petroleum-based liquids don't sit on top of rubber. They work into it. Slowly, over months of repeated use, the compounds in the rubber start breaking down at the surface. You won't notice anything for a while. Then one day, you're looking at sidewall cracking that showed up way earlier than it should have. And you can't point to a single moment that caused it. That's the danger. There's no obvious warning. Brake fluid is the one that genuinely concerns me. It's a solvent. Full stop. People use it because it turns tires an intense, deep black that almost nothing else matches. And it does, immediately. What it's also doing is eating into the rubber surface at a rate that none of the other hacks come close to. It's not a shortcut. It's just damage with a good-looking first impression. They all follow the same pattern. Something cheap, something accessible, something that looks great on camera, and a cost that shows up later, quietly, in ways that are hard to trace back to the source. That's the trap. Not that these things don't work, it's that they work just long enough to seem like the answer. Avoiding bad products is the first step, but here's what nobody warns you about. Doing nothing at all is just as damaging, and it happens faster than you'd expect. What happens to rubber when it's left completely untreated will change how seriously you take tire maintenance. And the numbers are worse than you think. What neglect does to rubber. Untreated tires can lose up to 30% of their structural flexibility within 5 years of regular road exposure. Most drivers have no idea that's happening until a sidewall gives out without warning. Here's what the process looks like in slow motion. Every time a tire heats up and cools down through a drive cycle, the rubber expands and contracts. That movement, combined with constant UV and ozone exposure, gradually weakens the polymer chains holding the rubber together. Antioxidants slow this down, but they can only migrate to the surface and sacrifice themselves so many times before the supply runs low. When that happens, the surface of the sidewall starts to oxidize faster. Tiny surface cracks form first, so small that most people mistake them for normal texture. Then they deepen. This is dry rot in its early stages. by the time it's visible enough to worry about. The structural compromise has already been happening for months. The tires most at risk aren't the ones on high-mileage vehicles. They're the ones on cars that sit. A vehicle parked outside for weeks at a time, exposed to sun and ozone without the heat cycles that help distribute antioxidants, deteriorates faster than a daily driver covering 20,000 miles a year. Stationary rubber under UV exposure is a recipe for premature aging. This is exactly why maintenance frequency matters more than any single product. Keeping the sidewall clean removes the brake dust and road contamination that accelerates surface oxidation. Applying a dressing, even something as simple as glycerin, keeps the surface from drying out between antioxidant cycles. It's not glamorous, but it's the difference between tires that last their full lifespan and ones that need early replacement. A set of tires runs anywhere from $400 to $1,000, depending on the vehicle. The cost of a $5 bottle of glycerin and 10 minutes every few weeks is not even a rounding error by comparison. The cost of neglect is a new set of tires. The cost of doing it right is 5 minutes and $1. Here's exactly what that routine looks like, and where glycerin fits into all of this. What actually works? The detailing industry makes $20 bottles sound essential. A stiff brush, 2 minutes per wheel, and a $5 bottle of glycerin will outperform most of them. Most people treat tire maintenance like a problem to solve once. Buy a product, apply it, done. That mindset is exactly why their tires look brown again 2 weeks later. The reality is far simpler. Clean tires on wash day, every wash day, not a rinse, a scrub. A stiff brush with diluted dish soap or an APC breaks up brake dust and old product residue before it bonds to the surface. 2 minutes per wheel, don't skip it. For product choice, water-based dressings are the right call for most drivers. They don't strip the rubber's natural antioxidants the way solvent-based formulas can. The better ones include UV inhibitors that actually slow the browning process at the source. That's what separates a maintenance product from a purely cosmetic one. Here's where glycerin fits into that routine. It's not a replacement for a good water-based dressing, it's a complement to one. Use a commercial dressing after a proper wash every 2 to 3 weeks for UV protection and durability. In between, when tires start looking dull after rain or a long drive, a quick glycerin application brings them right back. Mix it, wipe it on, buff the excess off. In 5 minutes, the tires look fresh again without opening a new bottle of product. This is the routine I use. Wash and dress every couple of weeks. Glycerin touch-up in between when needed. Full strip and reset every few months to clear any buildup. No expensive products, no complicated steps, just a schedule that's easy enough to actually stick to. Yes, glycerin washes off faster than a polymer-based dressing. Yes, it needs reapplication more often. But here's the thing. Most people who buy commercial tire shine aren't applying it on a consistent schedule anyway. They use it once, forget about it for 2 months, and wonder why their tires look brown again. Glycerin encourages the right habit because the barrier to use is so low. Cheap, fast, simple. You'll actually do it regularly. And that regularity is what produces results, not the price tag on the bottle. The commercial products have their place. If you're detailing for resale or want maximum durability with minimum upkeep, a UV-inhibiting water-based dressing is worth the investment. But for the average driver who wants great-looking tires without overthinking it, glycerin is not a compromise. It's the smart option. Clean the tire, mix equal parts. Apply, wipe the excess, done. That's a 5-minute habit that keeps rubber looking sharp week after week. No complicated products, no guesswork, no $20 bottles that run out faster than the label suggests. Simple works. And this is about as simple as it gets. I just told you how you can keep your tire looking brand new for just $1. But those savings would be useless if you are running the wrong set of tires. The tire industry has another secret worth knowing. In my next video, I'm exposing 13 tires that are bleeding your fuel economy dry.